Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Adams Brothers Podcast Show. We are here this evening with Miss Shanna Johnson. She is the owner and CEO of Women at the Well, W Broward, and she's also right here from Deerfield Beach, Florida, exit 42. We'd like to welcome Miss Shanna Johnson here to the Adams Brothers Podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right,
Um,
Shannon. Well, you know the devil's been busy this evening with the audio here, but we back and we're gonna go ahead and record this here. We're gonna get right back on track. So go ahead and just tell us a little bit about you, and we'll go on into our regular questions.
okay, perfect. My name is Shanna Johnson. I'm the CEO and founder of Women at the Well Broward, born and raised in Deerfield.
Exit 42.
Yeah, class of 1987 from Deerfield Beach High School. My parents' name is Joanne Reed. That's her married name. And my father is Prince Portier, the former owner of Deerfield Cleaners. And I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Well, we're certainly happy to have you here. You just doing wonderful things here in the community, not only here in Deerfield, but Broward County, Palm Beach County, Miami. You show up, wherever you need it, and you're doing some outstanding work, and we just have to bring you on and let people know about what you're doing, and to get people to come on out and help and get some volunteers or whatever we can do to put you out there to help you out there. So
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. So you could just tell me what inspired you to start W.A.T.W.
Yeah. Women at the W.A.T.W Broward are the acronyms for Women at the Well Broward. I founded Women at the Well Broward back in July 2015. The ultimate goal was to work with women who came home from incarceration that were in need. As we was building our nonprofit organization, we determined that it was more than coming home and needing clothes and hygiene items. They also needed jobs. They also needed to be prepared before they left incarceration or prison or the jail to be prepared to return home. And I saw a lack in that. A lot of people are released from incarceration just with the clothes on their back, with go home, don't come back. But there's no steps to guide them to not come back. So you have that revolving door. So one of the things we do is we work with women 6 to 12 months before they're released. We try to determine what their skill set is. Every woman that leaves prison leaves with 10 copies of their resume and at least 10 job referrals. And out of those 10 job referrals, these are employees we spoke with before they come home. So they know when they come home, they're expecting them to come, fill out an application, and have an interview at those jobs. A lot of those employers are what we call felon friendly. They're familiar with the system. They know the benefits of hiring somebody who has been involved in the criminal justice system. And they also realize that everybody has talent, whether they were incarcerated or not incarcerated. So isolating them from jobs and work opportunities was not benefiting the community at whole, because most people when they come home they can't get a job. What do? They end up committing more crimes and going back through the cycle. So our goal is to reduce recidivism. Currently, we have a 100% success rate. All
That
the
was
women
one of my questions.
all the women who have come to our program have not returned to prison with a new charge or violation. So that's one of the great things about our programs. We it's not a monitoring process, but we just encourage and mentor them and assist them in areas of where they need, so they don't have to lead back to the criminal lifestyle.
And for the people that would like to, uh, you know, come and like maybe volunteer or anything, where is your office located at?
Well, we're actually mobile, so we go to our participants, and that's the best thing about it is a lot of them don't have transportation when they first come home, or they don't have the connections to get to Deerfield where we can meet. So we sort of meet them where they're at, and that's one of the bonuses of our program. We work with them at a local Starbucks. We work with them at a local the library, Dunkin' Donuts. I prefer Starbucks, but we'll meet them at Dunkin' Donuts. Any area where they can feel comfortable and we can speak with them, and also where we have computer access or internet.
Right. And you just recently did a turkey giveaway and toy giveaway recently, and it was very successful. You
Yes, it was.
actually reached out to me, and as you know, my daughter passed away a few years ago, a couple of years ago, almost a couple of years ago, and she left us some grandbabies, and and she called me up, and she helped out families, and she was able to help out my daughter's mother, and I really appreciate that. But for the people like who are not computer savvy, how would you help those people, to like sign up to get some help through your organization?
Okay, one of the benefits of our organization and having connections with other organizations, if the individual does not have a computer at their residence, what we do, we'll recommend that they apply for a free computer through one of our other organizations that we partner with. It's called Interconnections. They can apply for a computer. It's offered to them. It's like a grant base, and they find out what the client's needs is, so they can apply for a computer. But if not, they can go to the local library. And what we do, we'll meet them at the library, and it's a self-paced program system. It's an education system. It's called Allison, ALISON, and they can sign up with Allison. And Allison has a free computer-based course online. And after they finish the course, they actually get a certificate saying that they're certified in knowing how to utilize the computer. Even when women come home and they want to enter the customer service field, if they don't have the typing speed level, we also recommend that they get on Allison, sign up for Allison, and also take the typing test. It educates them, have them to look and type, look and type, look and type, and try to pass the test. But it's a continuous process. They self-paced process rather, and they just keep practicing until they get their typing skills up. And at the end, it tells them what they can put on their resume based off that typing test. If they can type 45 words per minute, it'll tell them you can type 45 words per minute. That's something that you can put on your application. But they can keep taking that course self-paced until they pick up their speed also, which will assist them with getting jobs.
Right.
But
Do
it's
you
also
offer
it's a
job
free
placement, Shanna?
platform. Hmm.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Do you help like with job placement for the people that come through your organization? Do you help them out with George job
Yeah.
placement?
Yes, we do. One of the
Okay.
things, if they reach out to us while they're currently incarcerated, we work with them. We send them a blank platform workbook. They complete that workbook with their previous job experiences. We recreate their resume to assist them with getting jobs when they get home. One of the things we ask them is what some of the skill sets that they have, and we try to match them up with employers. We have a relationship with 3 talent agencies that work with customer service, and one work with warehousing, and one works with this other one is also with warehousing too, but it's more so with people who have pallet jack and forklift experience. So we know what 3 categories that they're experiencing, and we can refer them to them. But those employers are what we call friendly to those who have been incarcerated. So they are aware of the background, and they also know the benefits are also hiring people who have been involved in the criminal justice system also. There's a tax benefit for them also. And also we work with Career Source Broward and also getting our participants bonded. So that is a free insurance policy on the employee for the employer that the employer doesn't have to pay in case there is some type of mismanagement or some type of wrongdoing of the employee.
Yes, and I was gonna ask you like, because I would think, and maybe you probably wouldn't want to do it, but I would think that maybe the sheriff departments across this tri-county would at least try to or show people that's maybe first time offenders or something to your program, like partner with you as far as helping out? I mean, like I say, I don't know if that would be something you would want to do or just stay independent from them. But pretty much the question was, do the local governments, like the sheriff departments, do they support your program here?
They support our program. We have received funds from the LETF funds. It's a $10,000 grant from Broward Sheriff Office. So they help us, but we utilize those funds to our Daughters with a Destiny program, which is based off of working with kids and preparing them for college. However, we do work with women inside the Broward County Jail. We're not part of the diversion center, which will say, first time offenders go through this program. We don't have a program set up. Like I said, we're also mobile. So there's no building that they can come to and sit and get like mentoring and the counseling from. We don't provide those services. We also refer them out to attain those services along with health services as well. But that's a diversion part, and it's on the preventive side, but our target audience for preventive side is working with the teenager girls with preparing them for higher education. That post-secondary education and working with them, we're looking at as being a deterrent from, getting involved with the criminal justice system.
Would you like to stay mobile, or you would at some point like to get a building?
We would love to get a building, but we would definitely need 2 campuses. One campus would solely have to be for the teenage girls, and one campus would definitely have to be for the women. And let me also clarify this too. While we do work with women who have been incarcerated, we do not work with sexual offenders, and we do not work with anybody who has committed a crime against an elderly.
Okay. Yeah, because I know once they finish that Johnny Tigner Center out there, that would be a perfect place. You're right here in Deerfield Beach. They need programs.
When you say that Johnny Tigner's in the formerly Westside Park?
With the rent, they're gonna tear the rent down, and they're gonna build like a 33,000 square foot building there. And then it's gonna be like the one in Pompano.
It's gonna be kind of like the E.P.A.T. Larkin Center.
Right. And
multiple rooms in there.
And they need services like that. Your service can be the bomb right there. I mean,
what I've noticed, I'm glad you brought that up when working with local municipalities. Mm-hmm. Some municipalities have the budget to create those programs, but they also tag a price to them. Some municipalities utilize nonprofit organizations to come in and provide those programs. I have seen where I've gone to the city of Deerfield in the past to have a reentry resource fair, which was we had 36 employers who are friendly for previous individuals who have had, involved in the criminal justice system. And we were denied to utilize Westside Park and the gym. So sometimes your best idea and most logical idea to help the community, they can turn around and use it to your advantage. And that's actually what happened, because 3 months later, they didn't call it a reentry fair, they called it a job fair, and mentioned that anyone can apply, even if you had a background. They had it at the Hillsborough Center. And when I visited it there, one of the things about it is when you submit your application, they wanted to know which vendors, you was going to have on the premises, because our requirement was we had to have the $1 million insurance policy, which is fine with us because we wrote City of Deerfield on as a rider on our general liability policy. So we don't have to continuously add them to our policy every time we have an event in Deerfield. Well, some of the vendors that we had on our list were there at their job entry career source program. So it's difficult when you come up with unique ideas and you have to present it and present how you're going to do the logistics of it, and then they deny you, and then a couple months later have something similar to it, just tweaked a little better, and it's not going to be held at the same location. So that's sort of hard. It is.
And and I'm sitting thinking, because I mean, we're from Deerfield and they're gonna put that 33,000 square foot center out there, and they say they want to utilize it now.
They want
That's
to fill
what
it up
we've
with
been
programs.
told. They want to utilize it with programs that help at-risk people here in Deerfield. So, when I was thinking about that, I'm like, that would be one place where you can go out there and work with them for free, not for no money. They shouldn't be trying to charge anything, something like that. You're offering a program that can benefit this community. They should give you a room over there for free.
Yeah,
That's my thinking.
you would think that. You would think that. We have
Well,
tried to rent out Westside Park on the weekends for our college readiness program. But I can say thank you to Stanley Terrace and their nonprofit organization. They allow us to run our organization for free in the back. And the participants of the program were those who reside in Stanley Terrace.
That's good.
So sometimes you don't have to put a dollar sign on it, just collaborate with other nonprofits, and we all can. It's a win-win situation. You have productive citizens, law-abiding citizens. You have kids that's graduating. You have no teen. Our program, we have no teen moms, and we've been running our Daughters with a Destiny program since January of 2016. Which also includes 5 college tours to 2 HBCUs, 2 PWIs, and 1 mixed university. And all of our kids have went on to either work full-time, take some type of training, go to receive a post-secondary education from like W.A.T.W or McFadder, or go off to college. And some have actually became business owners who they're self-sufficient, they work for themselves. So I would say we have a great success rate. So even with us providing documentation, if they ask for it, we can show them why our program will work. But again, our target audience will be middle school to high schoolers, because college education has to start at middle school for that program. And you can't technically combine the two. We work with returning citizens and we work with kids. So we have to definitely have 2 separate campuses.
Well, we definitely want to try and get the city of Deerfield to, give you all, some space out there. You're trying to do something good for the community, and you're trying to help these young ladies out and to get them back on the right track. And I just, couldn't see why, they would want to, deny you, space, to help these young ladies. So.
Well, we'll find out when the building is built. We'll see. But I can tell you this: every nonprofit has to have some type of budget to be able to handle the administrative costs, and we have the funds for that. But when it's time for programming, we would love for the city of Deerfield to participate in assisting us with getting the funding.
Well, and I'll help lobby for you.
We're gonna help. We're gonna see what we can do to try and assist you. Along with this, because we all pay taxes here. We all live here, and we all just saw our fire assessment fee go up $60 on our taxes. So that's coming out of our pockets. So you certainly should at least have the opportunity to help these young women, and we're going to do whatever we can do to try and assist you and get in that space out there at the Tigner Center when it's up and going.
Thank you.
And also, I have a question. I heard you and I were talking off on the phone the other day, and then you also mentioned something about the program Women at the Well, that you work with other organizations that help also provide, like was it rental or light bill assistance?
Yeah, we basically do a referral. A lot of citizens in Broward County don't have access or knowledge or emails from other organizations when things become available. Like right now, the city of Pompano has an application that's out there. They'll pay 3 months rent. But you don't have to live in Pompano. If you are living in another municipality and want to move to Pompano, they are also helping you with 3 months rent.
Okay.
Same thing with Dade County. Dade County is also paying 3 months rent as well. But a lot of people don't know these connections. So we work with a referral source and get this information out, whether we put it out on our social media platform or I text. And I know a lot of people get texts from me and I was like, hey, listen, did you know about this program? Please share it. We work closely with another nonprofit organization called Positive Impact. The CEO and founder of that organization is Kim Bosky. She works diligently with finding spaces where people have the resources and we share it to our participants and to the community, because not everybody who knows about Women at the Well Broward or Positive Impact or any other organization know about these resources. Hope South Florida, they're giving out grants for $1,000 for you to put down for rent. Where are you going to find a place for $1,000? We don't know, but they offering it.
Right.
It's something that's issued with some type of rental assistance, but we do referrals. Our main referral source, you do have to be working. You do have to have some type of income, and you have to be reliable. You have to have a valid reason why you need them to pay you, pay your first, last, and security also if you're working. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, if you know your lease is ending March 31st, and you come to us February 1st saying you about to be evicted March, what protocol, when were you notified that you were going to be evicted? And what did you put in play to start saving money so you can prepare for this? Yes, you will hear people say, well, how am I prepared to stay, but I gotta move. I already don't make enough money. Well, that's the same thing they're gonna say, because if they help you pay your first, last, and security, if you can't pay your second month and you get evicted, why did they pay your first, last, and security? Now you're in the same predicament 4 months later. So that's where financial literacy come into play. And we work with the young ladies in helping them create a budget, and also work with them on how to manage your money. We had a couponing class a couple of years ago, and we showed a young lady, yeah, you may get $120 in food stamps, but we're going to show you how for them food stamps, you're going to make it work. You're going to use these coupons and still purchase these items using your food stamps, but you have more food in your house and you actually pay less. And so we try to work with them to teach them some of the things, but as a community, we have to also learn that we cannot use our cash just to be spending. You have to have an emergency fund. You have to have a savings account. You have to use logic when it comes to some of the things that you're doing. I have a young lady, I've seen her every morning take Uber to work. She lives not far off a main road, which means you can walk to a bus stop, you can take the bus and then walk again, but you're only spending what, $1.25? But if you choose to use Uber, you're paying $25 and $30, and that's coming back and coming home. We have to use a little wisdom, but a lot of us have the pride. I don't want to get on the city bus. You have to do what you have to do until you get where you want to be. And sometimes that requires you to live like other people not living. So later on, you can live like people are not living. I got that from Dave Ramsey. But it's true. Sometimes you got to sit back and save and not spend like everybody else, so you can get to a point in your life where you can spend the way you want to, but the ones who spent before don't have it. So you live in a vice versa role. But it's a mindset over matter situation, because you got to tell them, you got to keep your mind focused on what's best for you and what's best for your family.
Now, how about even getting an old bicycle? You know, it's not. I mean, a lot of people, they have too much pride to even pick up a bicycle. I mean, to ride it the old-fashioned way like we used to do it. You know, we said to go get to work, we used to ride bicycles. You know, walk.
Listen,
But people don't do that these days. You know.
I need a seat, a big seat Them little seats be hurting. I need a big seat to go on the bicycle. I got a bicycle. I have a torn meniscus right now, so I can't ride a bike. But certain situation, weather inclements, a bicycle may not be approachable. They could be working in customer service. You ride a bike, you sweating and you everything.
Right.
But it's all about timing and planning. If you know you have to be to work at 3, okay, you got to catch the bus at 12.
Right.
If you get Uber, yeah, you can call Uber at 2:30 and get to work at 3. But look how much money you spent for the convenience.
Right.
It's the convenience worth it overall. And that's one of the things
definitely one of my questions that you answered. I definitely was gonna, I mean, you answered pretty much all my questions. That economic literacy is definitely something, whether you a man or woman or whatever, that is excellent what you offer them, because that was one of my main questions too. But like I say, you answered that, because it's like that should be something. I mean, I don't even know if they still offer that in school. That should be something that should be mandatory in school now. Like, economic, being able to manage or start a business or something like that should be mandatory. I believe in school for the coming generations. That would be good. Like just how to start a business, how to manage your money. Those things I think should not be elective. I think that something like that should be mandatory for all our kids for tomorrow, for a better tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think some of those programs are offered in some schools, but most of them are probably the magnet and the IB programs. And some of the other schools, they may not be offered because of staffing. Mm-hmm. And also the requirements that the school needs to meet already, and you talking about putting something on top. You can't teach an individual how to manage a business when they can't read. You can't ask somebody to manage a business when they're not passing math. Right. You can work with the kids in high school, but if they're not getting the functions of what's coming in, first out for inventory or accounting, it's difficult to bring it in. So that's why we try to start with the middle school kids, so they can have some of that knowledge and keep playing on it as they get through the high school and then eventually off to college and get the formal education to teach them business administration. Like my daughter right now, she graduated from Bethune-Cookman in 2020. She has a real estate business, and we're also co-owners of 2 businesses, business consulting and also a t-shirt printing business. And she's knowledgeable on the back end part. I let her handle the back end part. She knows that she has that business degree. Now I have a master's in public administration, so I'm more focused on the hands-on. I press the shirts, I pack them, I ship them, but can you send that invoice out? What's our profit and loss? So
teamwork. That's mother and daughter teamwork right there. That's
yes,
good.
it is. It is.
Wait, you got anything else? Because
pretty much, yeah. I just wanted to say that charitable spirit runs in your family.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Runs in there.
Yep.
Definitely. So I'm proud of you, Shanna. I really am. I remember back in the days at Miss Phoebe house. You remember that?
Oh!
Remember Miss Phoebe? I know you probably forgot about Miss Phoebe with my Aunt Dot, but
yeah,
I remember that, and I'm proud of those days.
Thank you. And one of our key outreach programs, we work with the kids whose mothers are incarcerated. It's one thing to go off to prison, but then they have to leave their kids with a grandmother, a cousin. Sometimes these are senior citizens and they already living on a strict budget. So our 2 outreach program, which is working with kids for back to school, because back to school supplies and getting all those items are expensive for someone who's taking care of them, and also for the holidays. So that's why we do the turkey and toy giveaway. So this past Friday we did turkey and toys giveaway. Each person that drove through, they received a turkey, and they also received 2 cans of corn, 2 cans of green beans, 2 packages of macaroni, 2 packages of gravy, and fresh vegetables, and toys, 2 to 3 toys per child. Also, the system with the Christmas season, it's difficult. Especially, we have some participants that have 6 kids, and she's 67 years old. So imagine having 6 kids to take care of. And she also takes care of her mother. So, us doing what we do during the holidays, take that financial burden off that caregiver. And that's one of
How
our
can
focus.
people donate to your organization?
Well, you can donate 2 ways. For our women, new women program, which is for the women who come home, we prefer business suits and professional clothing. For our Daughters with a Destiny program, we have several programs within, like we have financial literacy, where we actually take them to Ross and they get to shop with Ross, but they have a budget on what they can shop for, and they can donate gift cards. They can also donate to us. We also have a program where professional development for them to dress up and do mock interviews. So we also need teen professional clothing, the pearl earrings or the pearl necklace, shoes, for them as well. And for our kinship care program, which is when we work with the kids of the incarcerated parents, school supplies, they can donate school supplies. These are tangible items, but if they don't want to go out and purchase it, they can go onto our website. Our website is the acronyms of our organization. Our organization is W.A.T.W Broward.org.
And do you have a phone number?
Yeah. Phone number is 954-865-4878. And our donate button is on our Facebook page, which is also at W.A.T.W Broward, and also on Instagram at W.A.T.W Broward.
All right, man, you're doing some awesome work.
Great work.
And
thank you.
We applaud you. And before we let you go, tell us about if you need. I know you told me that you need volunteers. How could we help you get the word out to get you some volunteers over there to help you out?
Okay, so we're planning our new year this January 3rd. We actually gonna plan out our entire calendar for 2023. So we're gonna be having events and programs. What we recommend for our volunteers that's gonna come out, which will take the financial burden off of our administrative costs, we ask them to go through the Broward schools and get certified to be a volunteer for the school. And once they get that certificate, show us that certificate, so we know they are qualified. If they're approved to work with the schools, then they can volunteer with us as well. And some of the programs that we have is if some kids have like need assistance with navigating college, getting jobs during the summer, they can help out with, recommending them for jobs for the summer, or even teaching them or educating them with mock interviews to do an interview. And also working with the women as well, giving them that second chance of opportunity for employment and even residence.
All right. Well,
that's
a lot of valuable information you shared with us, and that's why we wanted to bring you on here, and so you can put this information out to the community. And we see the work that you're doing. We see you active on social media, and we just want to, hey man, congratulate you and tell you to keep up the good work. And I know you need some volunteers, and I'm gonna do my best to get out there and help you do some work in the community. I don't know when that's gonna be, but I'm gonna come out there, and I'm definitely gonna reach out to you and let you know that the next event I'm gonna put it on my schedule to come out and help you do some of that community work that you're out there doing.
Okay, our next volunteer, we volunteer on Martin Luther King at a center called Morning Day Community Solutions. It's in Pompano. Morning Day Community Solutions is a nonprofit that support other nonprofits. So a lot of things that we need from for our organization, like we were short on some toys like for 16 and 17-year-old kids. So we went there and we purchased the toys there. What we will pay for retail it's actually 70% less.
Oh, that's
So
good.
we go back because they help other nonprofits. So we go back on Martin Luther King Day, the day of service, and we volunteer there. So if you want to come out and volunteer on that day, come out. I always buy pizza. So I feed the volunteers.
Okay.
But we go there, you unpack boxes that are come in, you separate things, put them on the shelves. We get, if the women move into apartments, we get their coffee pots from there, their plates. If they need sheets, beddings, all of those are there for us to purchase at a very, very low price. But it make it economical for us and our administrative costs to assist the women though. It really does. You'll be shocked what you see there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, we've been talking to Shanna Johnson. She's the owner and CEO of Women at the Well. W.A.T.W Broward.org is the website that you can reach her on. Before we let you go, is there anything else you want to tell us about your organization before we let you go?
Extend grace. Extend grace to those who come home. Extend grace to those who came home with a renewed mindset, especially the women, because when they come home, they have to return to motherhood. Some women have to jump right back into motherhood to take care of their kids. So it's like, extend grace and help them out a little bit.
No doubt. No doubt.
Finally said. So thank you, Shayna, for taking the time out to come by and talk to us here on the Adams Brothers podcast. And you're welcome to come back on this podcast anytime you want to. And again, I'm gonna find some time to come out and help you volunteer with your organization and
okay.
Keep up the good work, and we appreciate the work that you're doing in the community.
We appreciate it.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you and your family, okay?
Same to you.
All right. Have a good evening.
Good evening.